Hey folks, this is Alex Krez here, and I've got a special video today. I'm here to interview Vincent, who got a pretty good result at the PQ this weekend. Why don't you introduce yourself, Vincent?
Hey, I'm Vincent, and um, well, I'm really happy to be here. I'm pretty excited.
Awesome, yeah. Well, why don't you tell everyone what happened on Saturday? What'd you do?
Um, well, I went to a PQ, and it was down in Woodstock at Griffin Nest Games, and did decently well, and I top four.
Decently well. I love the humility. Great. We're going on to the next slide, and here's your deck list. It's Admiral Piett Red. Why don't you tell me why Piett? Do you like the character, the play style? What made you pick up this deck and bring it on Saturday?
Um, I kind of got sick of playing a lot of aggro, and I personally I personally like playing those type of decks, like playing big things and
Hmm.
controlling over your opponent while playing them.
Yeah,
And I just felt like it fit.
I play Hantu Blue, and I'm all too familiar with dropping big things and seeing your opponent's face when they drop a Crate Dragon or a Star Destroyer. It's definitely one thing I like to do.
Yeah.
Why don't, why don't you tell me what's your favorite card in the whole deck? Like, what's your favorite when you see it in your hand? You're excited to play it.
Probably Super Laser Tech because against like ground decks or decks that have any ground units, it's really helpful because it puts some
Hmm.
damage on their units, so you can play Ruthless Raider later.
Hmm.
And it also helps ramp because without ramp the deck it's not really useful at all. Like you can't actually get there quickly.
Yeah, I see that the name of the deck is Extreme Ramp, so I think you figured out the secret to success there. How about in the sideboard? Like, I was curious about the aggrieved parliamentarians. Is Kylo a pretty tough matchup for you?
Um, I've struggled with it in Carabast.
Hmm.
In Carabast, I've lost all three of the games I've played against it. One time
Hmm.
I did face it in Showdown or yeah, a show
Mm-hmm.
showdown in the semifinals, and they destroyed me the first game, but I came back in the match, and I made to the finals where I lost.
Oh wow.
And I guess like I've never played against Kylo up until that point, and I realized I kind of needed to put parliamentarians in the sideboard just for the instance of Kylo because it definitely is a hard matchup to go against.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. I was doing something similar with my Hantu Blue because it's a great card for that matchup. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else to call here. How about the I don't even remember the name of that one Star Destroyer in your sideboard, the 1212. Did that one ever come into play during a tournament, or did it kind of stay in your sideboard?
Executor,
Hmm.
Executor is basically it doesn't really matter in a lot of matchups, but against control, it's definitely a
Hmm.
really good sideboard card, even with one, because against control, you want to play it, and then when they play Avenger or Power or anything, you have the ties, so
Sure.
you can't really do it. And unless they have no glory, which is really bad against Executor, even if he dies, you would, or every time it attacks, you just make more and more ties, which is really hard for like Aiden or Kira to deal with,
Hmm.
especially Kira. And Kira is I struggle with a lot, even though sometimes I'm much better at Aiden, but Kira with all these shields is really hard to be against.
Hmm.
So I felt like adding an executor in the sideboard would definitely be the right thing to do, even if it's only one.
Yeah, no, I that makes a lot of sense, and it's cool to see that card gain some play because I remember seeing that spoiled, and I thought it would be tough to get it on the field, but that's awesome. Um, Lastly, how many times did you get the planetary to base for 12 against your opponents at the PQ? Because I love that combo with the Devastator.
Yeah, I didn't get it a bunch. I got it in the first Swiss and
Hmm.
I got it in round two and the first round in top eight. Um, I dealt 12 damage to base both times.
Hmm.
It's nice because even though it only deals three more damage than Devastator does to base if you have
Hmm.
the initiative, definitely extremely helpful because if they don't have anything to do with it, it can deal 21 damage. Along with, you can also get rid of most of their stuff that would hurt Devastator, till they can't do much. Only Control can do much against Devastator. Like they need immediate answers against Devastator, and like Gar Saxon or Cad Bane, which were the decks that I did that well against,
Hmm.
and the PQ were the ones that struggle against big ships like Devastator.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like I remember actually was sitting next to you, I think in round two, when your opponent like you played planetary, and the opponent was like, I don't know if he was ready for it. So that was kind of cool. All right, we'll go on. My next question to ask you is, what did you do to prepare for the tournament? Do you play much online? Do you play with your dad Adam? Yeah, what did you do?
I play a lot online and on Carabast. I played a lot on Petranki before when it was
Mm-hmm.
popular, and then I switched to Carabast. I didn't like it, but then it kind of grew on me. I practiced with my dad a lot to deal with kind of starter Kara, like because Iden's much worse against my deck,
Mm.
and he plays Iden a lot, and I do get a lot of practice against my dad, and I also practice a lot in Carabast.
Awesome. Yeah, I also do some online prep and along with in person. I feel like you kind of need both, to do well for sure. All right. Next up is what was your favorite part about the tournament? Like whether it was the playing, meeting people, or just the winning. What did you like the most?
Um, oh, that's a tough question. I really like going out, and even if they're much older than me and people that have much more experience in these type of things, I really enjoy playing a competitive thing that I would say that I'm decently good at because a lot of the competitive things I do at like school and stuff, I'm not really good at,
Mm,
but I really like competitive playing, whether it be like sports or just a game or Star Wars.
mm-hmm.
And I really like going to these type of events because it's just the competitiveness in me, I guess.
I also really relate to that. In high school, I like was not a varsity athlete at all, and I obviously do fairly well at these games. So yeah, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
And what did you learn afterward? Whether learning about the deck, about playing the game in general, anything that you took away from it.
Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes against the only player that I lost to. Played a Palpatine yellow deck, and it he really destroyed me both matches. He
Mm,
faced me in the fourth round of normal rounds, and when I went in top eight,
mm-hmm,
he was my second round, and he beat
mm,
me both times, but I got a game off of him the second time. I feel like I could have played much better on the third game, and I might have been able to go to the finals, where I would
mm-hmm.
have gone against Kira, so I wouldn't have won anyway.
Sure.
But Palp Yellow is a really tough deck for my deck to beat because it steals.
Mm,
It doesn't care about killing my stuff. It cares about stealing them. Or if
right.
it steals it, it'll just instantly kill it and draw a card. And it's really tough to deal with at my deck because my deck's more about going and aggroing them out or if controlling over them, and
Mm,
I can't really successfully do either of them very well against Palp. I tried to aggro them out and it didn't work against game one, but I just couldn't the other two games.
mm-hmm.
And I made multiple mistakes, and I also feel like I could edit my deck to make it better because multiple cards that I found in playing against Palp Yellow that I
Mm.
definitely didn't need, and they were just slowing me down, and other cards that could definitely help me.
Yeah. Any particular cards you want to shout out for any other Piett players out there?
Yeah, I've since changed my deck to include Viper Probe Droid because
Mm,
Viper Probe Droid can see their hands, and it's also a 3/2. So it deals
mm-hmm,
a 3/2. It's only 3 power, 1 or 2 or 3 cost in my entire deck
mm,
that I would put in because not only do you get to look at their hand, which is incredibly vital because
Mm.
sometimes you don't want to play your big stuff because they might have a change of heart, so they can instantly kill it, or like
Mm-hmm.
take it, hit you, and then kill it.
Mm. Yeah,
But
for
with
sure.
Viper Probe Dread, you can see if they have one, and it definitely helps your aggro process or your controlling process in the case that they do have in case they do have a change of heart or a commandeer.
I see. Yeah,
To
because
def-
you can pull that
to
from the
definitely,
invisible hand, correct? The one that gives you free droids.
yeah, it yeah, it really helps. And due to it being a 3-2, it also helps me against the struggle that I have a lot with um like Sabine because multiple
Mm.
times they play Battlefield Marine or Sabine 2-3 or something
Mm-hmm.
else that's a three but and it's really hard for me to deal with
Mm.
that because even super laser tech like I have to combine two stuff to kill one thing and so
Mm-hmm.
I can kill Battlefield Marine with um with my Viper probe droid easily if just the next turn. And so it makes the process a whole lot easier. So I definitely feel like I should like add the
Mm.
Viper probe.
No, I love it, and it also helps against one of my favorite cards, Ogdo Bogdo, in Hantu Blues. So that's a great addition for sure, and I think it's being reprinted in the next set, which is a great transition to our next question. So, what decks or cards are you looking forward to playing with? The next set's coming out in just a couple weeks. More Piett, or looking at?
Next set, I did see a card which it's like a 7/7 that you can play you can tap your droids to help you play stuff. I'm not exactly
Mm.
sure on the wording of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm definitely excited to play that because I can still play it like how I can play like Ruthless Raider, Invisible Hand on turn 3 because like I play HK, ramp, and deploy Piet, and then HK can tap for one. I have my ramp
Mm.
and -2 from Piet, and I can just play it on turn 3. It's 7/7. It also helps with. I'm not full on droids. Like I don't have the
Mm-hmm.
full droid version of Piet, but I have the
Mm.
version of Piet that has a good amount of droids. So it'll greatly help that card and me getting a 7/7 on turn 3.
Sure. Yeah. No, that card is super awesome. I'm excited to see it, and yeah, Piett's gonna be a force next set too. Cool. And I have a fun question to finish us off. If you were a Jedi or a Sith, what color would your lightsaber be if it could be any color?
I'd say either one of those would definitely be purple because
Mm,
purple, what I like about purple is that unlike most of the other colors where red signifies ambition and anger, green signifies counseling, like
mm-hmm,
Jedi counselors and Jedi guardians. What I like about purple is because it doesn't really have an exact meaning other than it just really doesn't have an exact meaning and a lot of my favorite Jedi or Sith have it, like Revan and Mace Windu,
mm.
and I really like just honestly how cool it looks.
That's awesome. I appreciate that you know the lore too, because I learned some of that stuff, and I love going in deep into like lightsaber forms and all that kind of fun stuff with Star Wars. So well, awesome. Well, that pretty much wrap up our interview. We're gonna end the video with a top four planetary qualifier initiative token giveaway. I got one right here to give away that says 2025 planetary qualifier on the front. If you'd like to enter the giveaway, please like and subscribe, and below comment what would your lightsaber color be and what why. If you have as detailed of an answer as Vincent, if no worries if not, but Vincent, thanks so much for coming on and sharing some of your thoughts about your tournament and your deck. And hopefully, we'll be hearing from you soon after some more tournaments.
Thanks.
All right. Take care. See you all later.